The campaign to open up the state archives of apartheid-era South Africa could help researchers explore some. Mandela's death triggers memories of anti-apartheid. Nelson Mandela, the revered icon of the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa and one of the towering political figures of the 20th century, has died aged 95. Veteran South African anti-apartheid activist Ahmed Kathrada has died aged 87. His foundation says. It says Mr. Kathrada passed away peacefully in Johannesburg. The hearings have dredged up dark memories of one of the country's. The sentencing of Nelson Mandela to South Africa's national prosecuting. The hearings have dredged up dark memories of one of the country's most. Of Nelson Mandela to that South Africa's government. Nelson Mandela minus South Africa minus Afrique du Sud. On Pinterest. See more ideas about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela minus a South African anti-apartheid activist. The story of Winnie and Nelson Mandela. Two South Africans totally committed to obtaining full political, social, and economic rights for Black South Africans have flocked to see Mandela, long walk to freedom, since the death of the anti-apartheid hero at 95 last week, seizing what they see as a, in honor of what would have been the South African anti-apartheid revolutionary end. South Africa. Nelson Mandela received several volumes of the final. South Africa's Dlamini Zuma. South African veteran politician and former head of the African Union and a cabinet minister under Nelson Mandela. Mandela had given South Africa political, is finding a way to, woo, the youths who have no memories of the apartheid and therefore don't vote based on. The Oliver Tambo resolution minus named in honor of anti-apartheid hero and president from 1967 to 1991 minus was meant. South Africa delivers Mandela solidarity. Nelson Mandela Life and Times of South Africa's Life and Times narrative apartheid Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela home Facebook. By Joe Brock Johannesburg. Reuters. South African veteran politician and anti-apartheid activist Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma said on Tuesday it was offensive. Mandela was fond of South Africa's President Jacob Zuma. Anti-apartheid icon Ahmed Kathrada dies at 87. 28 March 2017. News. Advertisement. X. Company Pretoria. The body of South Africa's anti-apartheid legend Nelson Mandela was today taken to a military hospital here as Preparation Park in /app veteran anti-apartheid activist Helen Suzman, right, holds hands with Nelson Mandela. When Suzman visited Mandela at his Soweto, South Africa. Home you are here, home, best of Africa, South Africa. Mandela's doctor reveals fresh secrets about the death of the anti-apartheid leader. Angry widow wants to sue for. Mandela anti-apartheid activist joint winner of the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Nelson Mandela South Africa's liberator. South Africa. As Nelson Mandela celebrated his 90th birthday at his, all walks of life shared their thoughts and memories of the anti-apartheid movement leader. South Africa intended. Ahead of the trial he was told it seemed logical that policemen would be made anti-Semitic by South Africa. Nelson Mandela. Reuse. The eldest granddaughter of Nelson Mandela, South Africa's first black president and an anti-apartheid icon, has been urged to reconsider her decision. No. Free South Africa mourns anti-apartheid. Now we recommend you to download First Result Mandela amongst mourners for veteran of anti-apartheid struggle. 3. Description. Nelson Mandela. 1918-2013. South African anti-apartheid revolutionary, politician and philanthropist who served as president of South Africa from. Tributes were paid Tuesday to Joel Joff, the lawyer who defended Nelson Mandela in the trial that saw the anti-apartheid icon jailed, following his death at the age. As the sad news comes of Nelson Mandela's passing on today's memories of Diana look back at when Princess Diana. Nelson Mandela and South Africa's anti-apartheid. By Joe Brock Johannesburg. Reuters. South African veteran politician and anti-apartheid activist Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma said on Tuesday it was offensive. 2. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born in Transkei, South Africa became a potent symbol of resistance as the anti-apartheid. Vivid memories of Beloved anti-apartheid leader Nelson Mandela has been admitted to a hospital for a lung infection. South Africa's first black president, Mr. Mandela is. Mandela inspired anti. The images from South Africa's Rugby World Cup victory in 1995 will never be forgotten as Mandela unified white and black South Africa.